So this one's going to be a little different than what I normally do, but I've decided I need a large smoker, something I can do sausages and salamis and sticks and all that fun stuff that we like to do. But looking at the price of those, I wasn't about to pull the trigger on something that expensive, so figured why not build one. We're going to see how it goes. It might be a fail, but we're going to find out. Alright, so we got the rough frame built out here. My plan is I'm going to frame in a door on the front here. I'm actually going to do 2 doors is what I'm thinking. I'm going to have a bigger door on the top, about 2/3. That's going to be the main door for accessing this smoker to get to your meat. I'm going to have a separate door on the bottom third, and my plan here, my thinking is that I can access to add more wood chips to it, tend to that if I need to, without opening the whole thing up and let all the heat out. So we're going to get ready. I'm going to get some measurements, make some cuts for some more 2x2s. We're going to get this door framed in, and yeah, we'll go from there. Well, I ran out of 2x2s, so I hate to do this, but we're going to have to sacrifice the 2x4. We're going to rip this down and get us just a little bit more to get this framing done up here. Alright, so I got the main frame for the door in, and I kind of had a change of plans. I think what I'm going to do is I ripped a 1x4 and I'm going to mount this all the way around to each door, so it kind of gives me a lip here, and I think that that will help when the door's closed. It'll give it a little bit of a barrier to kind of help hold the heat and smoke in, rather than the door closing and just having a gap all the way around it. I think even if a person needed to, you could put a little bit of some kind of a gasket on there to seal that up. I don't know if we'll need that or not, but we're going to get this tacked on here, and then we'll keep moving along here. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do is I want to add some casters to the bottom of this. I'm actually planning on storing this inside the shop here when it's not in use, just to keep it out of the elements and make it last a little longer. But before I do that, I need to, so I got this flipped upside down now. This is the bottom. I got a bunch of old 1x6s. I'm going to cut some of those to length, put those across the bottom for the floor, add my casters, flip it right side up, and then we'll be able to start putting the walls on, and it should start looking like something pretty soon. So I'm going to get those cut and we'll get them on real quick. Alright, we got the casters on the bottom, which is going to make it much easier to maneuver this thing around. And I think we're to the point, we got the floor on there. I'm going to start cutting some car siding that I got, some 1x6 car siding. And we're going to start stacking this up the walls. The doors will probably be the last part we do. But yeah, we're going to start stacking these up, get some walls on it, and it should start to look like something a little more resembling a smoker pretty soon. So I'm going to start cutting and we'll get them on. Alright, so I got all the sides done on here, I still have to put the top on. But before I do that, my goal here is I'm going to have some 1.1/8" dowels that I'm going to hang across here. I'm going to have them so I can move around for hanging different lengths of meat in here. So while it's still easier to access without the roof on, I'm going to go through, I'm going to make some little hooks in here for me to set those dowels. I got some little 1-bys that I ripped. We're going to drill some holes in here, rip it in half on the table saw, and then that should give us all the notches we need to build and move those dowels around. So we're going to get that put together real quick and then continue on to the top. that's it. We're done. All that's left is to get it outside. We're gonna run a couple loads of just smoke through this, no food in it, just to help season the wood, kind of cure everything inside there. Unfortunately, right now it is extremely windy and cold out, so we might have to wait till tomorrow before we get that done. But yeah, we're gonna get it out and see how she works. All right, guys, I think that wraps this one up. It is done. It is going good. We're gonna let this keep running for a few hours at least, probably, just to get all that wood seasoned up in there. And we're gonna be back here in a week or two, and we're gonna make some sausage, either some sticks or some ring bologna, and we're gonna get it in here and see how it does.